Well, hello, folks, and welcome to a video hello, everybody. It's your Jumbo host, Mike Mo here. Here for a update is Monday, June 20. I think it's the 29th. It's the 28th. Is it the 28th? No, I think it's the 28th or the 29th. So it's Monday morning after race day here at Watkins, Glen. It's beautiful vista in Seneca Lake. It's Seneca Lake down there, and some barn houses, some guy coming out in his truck. But yeah, this is post race day, so this is after race day. The race got over about 6 o'clock last night. It was an absolute caution fest yesterday, but we got to see the number 31 Wheel & Engineering X Express Racing Cadillac win the race overall after like a million laps of caution. But we got a race in. Weather was beautiful. Didn't rain both days. It never rained, so it was good. I'll give you guys a little bit more of an update later tonight. I'm probably gonna tag this video in with tag this video into one later tonight. I'll give you guys the race results and stuff like that. But it was a beautiful night last night. This is the Hotel Diamond at Seneca that we stayed at. Nice and peaceful little place here on the hillsides of Hector, New York, not Watkins, Glen, New York. It's about a 30-minute drive from, about a 25 to 30-minute drive from Watkins, Glen, New York. And the red fire engine diesel that we took up here. So it was a great race. The weather was hot. I got a bit of a sunburn on the back of my hand and part of my neck, but other than that, it was pretty. I got a pretty decent suntan on where this at. So most of the day that helped. I do have race footage. I will link it all together, and I will try to put it out in the next couple of days. So, but yeah, so when you guys see me next, it'll obviously be later in the day. I'll probably tack on another 15 minutes, 15, 20. Well, hello everyone, and hello and welcome back to the video. So when I shot that video, so hello everybody, sorry if the video cut abruptly, because I think my resources on my iPhone kind of shut down. So the video cut out. I was about to say I'll catch you guys on the far side, but you guys know me, I'm always for weird transitions. But yeah, that video was actually shot at 6:20 in the morning, and we left about 5-10 minutes later after we shot that. So after I shot that, so that was about 6:20 in the morning. It's about 10:18 now. Same day on Monday. Hello everybody, welcome back. Hello everybody, I'm back in Massachusetts, back in my one bedroom. So I was gonna shoot video during each morning, but I didn't end up doing that. So I didn't end up doing that, so I wanted to do the one on my last day and do some race results. So So as you guys heard in the video, the Cadillac, the number 31 Action, Whelen Engineering Action Express Racing Cadillac B Series R ended up taking the overall win, or the top spot in the race. And I think it was AO Racing or Spike that won P2 and stuff like that. So P2, but I'll get to that in about a minute. So we left here on Saturday at about 5:30ish, 5:40ish, and we got on the road and we took some back roads and stuff like that. We took, my dad and I, it was about a 6-hour drive, stopped halfway at a Dunkies to go get some coffee, and then we also had muffins and breakfast bacon sandwiches and stuff like that we had in our truck, because we weren't paying $1 billion for a breakfast sandwich. You know, it's about $7-8 now. I know there's a meal deal, but we weren't doing that. My dad's not aware of that stuff because he doesn't buy from Dunkin' a heck of a lot. He does get the coffee, but he doesn't buy too many things. Especially donuts. He's up at the age where he can't eat too many donuts without his without his sugar or his blood sugar going absolutely downhill. So yeah, we did that, and then a couple hours later, and then 3 hours later, we wound up at the track probably at 10, 11 o'clock. We walked around because we were sitting for so long. We did 2-3 hour stints to actually do it, and actually fell asleep most of the ride because my nose was acting up. Took Zyrtec. I took Zyrtec later at night, so I could get a decent night's sleep and stuff like that. So we got there. We watched a couple of races. We looked at the cars and stuff like that. We got to go see the grid for the Pilot Challenge race, and Pilot Challenge race, and we got to see some of the cool IMSA cars after that. And what was funny was they actually had the LP Parts 120, which was won by a Mercedes GT3 GT4 AMG GT4 car. After a BMW M4 GT4 Evo ended up spinning at the last second. And I guess what happened was there was it was a great race. It was kind of funny how everything was going, and it was just kind of cool to watch these little guys dice. And then we obviously walked around the paddock for a little bit, and then we watched the finish of the race a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit. Because we ended up at this Jackie Stewart grandstand at the end of it, and we caught the final crash. We caught the crash that kind of changed the race a little bit. Jeff Westphal, who was in the BMW M4 GT4 car, ended up spinning out and giving Mark Ellis the win in the Winward Racing GT4 MG GT4. And I forget who won TC. I think it was a Honda. I think it was either a Honda or a Hyundai. I can't remember. I think it was a Honda. And then they threw up some of the curbs in the bus stop, part of the bus stop chicane, one of the chicane and stuff like that. So they had to delay the Lamborghini race that was supposed. So they did the Lamborghini race first, and they delayed that till about 5:15. So we were getting ready to watch qualifying at about 340, and walked all the way up to the grandstand, only to have to go back down because they delayed qualifying by see the Super Trofeo Lamborghini race went from 5:15 to 6:50, and then qualifying went from like 6:30 to about 7:10, 7:20. Qualifying for the IMSA guys were supposed to start at 3:40 and end at 4:45. We used that time to check into the hotel and go back to the track, catch qualifying, because we had to settle down and put all our drinks away and get myself settled and go bathroom and do all that other stuff. We went back, watched qualifying. We watched the Wheeling Engineering Cadillac get the pole in GTP, and I think one of the other, Jeremy Clark, one of the other guys in P2, ended up getting that pole over the Spike racing car, and then Jack Hawksworth ended up getting pole in GTD Pro, and then I think GTD EM GTD was actually the first one to go out, but they got red flagged like in the first couple minutes, and they took so long to the car, so Aston Martin, so a hard racing Aston Martin ended up getting the pole. So what happens is in IMSA racing, if the session is not official, they do it by points. They do that if they have to red flag the session, or if the weather is too good, or if it gets declared a dry race, it has to be a wet race. So there's all this IMSA crap, because all this IMSA style crap, because everybody's got to play fair, which I understand. It's a weird rule, but it's IMSA for you. IMSA's always been weird. I mean, they've always had weird stuff. I mean, at one point, some of the teams back in the GTP days used to fund their money with drugs. So it used to be known as the International Marijuana Smugglers Association, because not Buddy Lazier, but the Whittington brothers and a bunch of those other guys ended up. Was it Buddy Lazier? No, I don't think it was Buddy Lazier. One of the other guys, somebody might correct me in the comments, but they ended up smuggling marijuana, dope, and all that stuff, making all their money so that they could fund their racing, because they really didn't look like they were guys of substance. They didn't have a really heck of a lot of money. They don't know how they turned a quick crop in a couple of years. Well, that was how they kind of did it. And so that's the reason why I'm saying IMSA's kind of weird in their stuff, because they always do something kind of loopy. So, but yeah, so that got red flagged. You guys just learned something about IMSA. So IMSA's not as clean as you think, but it's pretty interesting. Randy Lanier, that's right. Buddy Lazier is an IndyCar. Randy Lanier. So Randy Lanier and Don and Bill Whittington used to smuggle marijuana, and they owned Road Atlanta, so they were able to smuggle and store stuff in the trailers. So if you see any of the shots from Road Atlanta, you'll notice that there's trailers on the back, and they're filled with weed, and they were selling that stuff to fund their racing adrenaline junkie program stuff. So just one of the screwy things. So IMSA with the whole wet and dry session, tire roll, and the points thing, yeah, it's IMSA for you. So race day, so we slept and got up, ate breakfast, and then we got to the track around 9:30, 10 o'clock, around 9:30, and then so the conditions were amazing, really good. So the race started out pretty pretty undramatic until like 20 minutes in when they had their first caution, because somebody spun, somebody didn't know how to behave. The weirdest one was when we were on the Sir Jackie Stewart grandstand. We always seem to have the weirdest accidents happen to us when we're at that grandstand. I think I might change grandstands next year when we start the race. So, start the race next year when we see the race next year or next time we go. So we were under the second caution about 40 minutes in, and about the first hour of racing, I think it was about 40 minutes, I think it was about an hour, 10 minutes in, they had a second caution, and while some GT cars were trying to file out of the pit lane and try to refile themselves, two prototypes, the number 60 Meyershank Racing Acura and the number 23 Aston Martin Valkyrie of Roman DeAngelis, ended up getting in the back of each other and ping-ponging off the barriers, and they ended up causing a longer caution. So they caused the caution to be extended because they couldn't play nice. It's the weirdest thing. It's kind of like Mansell. It's kind of the similar. I was telling my dad, we were sitting right there. I said, "This is like Manson and Vitolo. This is like Nigel Mansell in 1994 Indy trying to Dennis Vitolo trying to almost getting over the top of Nigel Mansell's Lola, and him almost taking Nigel Mansell, the world champ's head off. Well, in Mansell's words, if I can remember it, he goes, "Oh, we're under caution, and somebody's trying to take my bloody head off." And I remember the reporter going to, I remember Jack Arute or whoever, Gary Gerald going to, have you spoken with Dennis Vitolo? And Mansell was like, "You speak to him," and he moves and he pushes the camera out of the way, which is, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm like, yeah, so that was weird. That was probably the weirdest accident of the race. So, and that kind of became kind of the theme. The longest green flag run we had all day during the was about an hour, and I think it was at 4:40. So I think it was about an hour and 25 minutes because they ended up throwing a caution just before the end of the race because somebody spun. And I remember just saying, "Oh, they're going to throw the caution." And I go to my dad, I'm like, "Really? Like, really? Really?" So it was a fun race. They, Cadillac, Porsche, and Acura all were in the lead of GTP. Although the 31 Whelen Engineering Action Express Racing Cadillac was kind of like up in the top three. BMW was also out front for a spell, which Porsche, the Penske Porsche, the number 5 Porsche of JDC Miller Mustang sampling was out for a little bit. The factory Porsches were nowhere to be seen because they had the heaviest cars in the field. The Wayne Taylor Cadillacs were good, but they were kind of also Rands. Wish they were in the mix. The Aston Martin Valkyrie, well, it never made it past them. It never made it past the first hour, so it was kind of weird. And then there was a bunch of P2 cars that, like John Field's car, I remember he was in another caution that was at like 1:30. I remember I was going to the bathroom, so I didn't miss much. John Field was a great racer, but his car ended up having so many problems. Like, he had like 3 or 4 cautions before he really before he really dumped his car, and he actually binned it coming into the last turn before the start finish straight. So that happened. GTD battle was pro battle was pretty good. Corvette led, Lexus led, BMW led, Ferrari led for a little bit. Till they had to get some fuel in, and the Corvettes would have won had they not done some stupid strategy in the end. I think the number 3 Corvette ended up coming third. So I think with the points and everything, I have a strange feeling that one of the BMWs will move up, and then Corvette will be right there. So yeah, it's going to be a weird one. We still have a few more races to go, so there's still a lot to play for. So, and GTD was actually won by a called a team from Europe called Mante First Form. They were actually doing the Endurance Cup. Them and their other car, the main Mante team, or Grello, the yellow and green car, would end up spinning out and end up getting carried on the flatbed, so that was gone. The Mercedes weren't really in there too much. The Astons were kind of backward after even though they started on pole, they kind of fell backward. There was only 1 or 2 in the field. There was Magnus Racing, and which crashed out because it got into a pretty decent crash with, I think, Mercedes or something like that, and then. But overall it was overall I think it was my hair 18 minutes. Overall I think it was a good race. I definitely had fun. There was a lot of action, even though the cautions kind of killed it a little bit. It was kind of memorable. It wasn't a classic, but it was, as John Hindo, but it was kind of memorable for that. Memorable for all of the cautions. It was just some good racing. We kind of figured out Cadillac kind of win. We actually went up to Victory Circle, and I actually do have a video of me. There's a video that I'm going to be playing at the end of. I'm going to do all the videos in order and a collage of photos during the day. So, photos of the days and stuff like that, of the different races. So, yeah, the photos will explain a little bit more, but the racing was really good. The weather was really good. The cars were nice. I even got a couple of shots in the video of a silver Porsche Carrera GT. So there were some cool cars. Like, I saw a bunch of cool cars like Corvette, Ferrari, Lotus. I saw a couple of Lotus Aurors and stuff like that. But the one car I wanted to get the picture of was the and I got a bunch of GT cars. We couldn't really get near the prototypes because the line during the fan walk was moving so slowly, and it was kind of saturated. So saturated. I did get a shot of some of the GTP cars lined up. I got a shot of the Aston and then crashing up, but I got a lot of GT Pro cars. I didn't get a shot of Rexy this year because I didn't want to, because they actually had a pretty cool show with Rexy and Spike at their tent. They were playing classic music and stuff like that, classic rock music. It was hilarious. I got like a 30-second video of that. It's typical with every race. There's always, it's typical. There's people drinking beer, overpriced food, some nice looking girls in summer attire. It's kind of a cool place to be. It's fun. So, But yeah, those photos and videos, the photo, or maybe a collage of photos and videos will be coming out soon. But I'm gonna release this first. I'm gonna do some movie magic, and then I'm gonna throw the first part, and then the second part will be right here. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I definitely had a good weekend. You'll see what I mean. A lot of the photos, I did catch some racing action. A lot of it's high quality, so you guys will see it. I didn't get too many. I didn't get too long of footage because I had my camera phone and I had to also conserve my battery. So, and plus I wanted to really just have it with my eyes. And I did actually catch the podium celebration, so I'll do that in another video. So, so yeah, you guys will enjoy. Guys, hope you guys enjoy that. I'll put that together and edit it over the next couple of days, and hopefully you guys will have fun watching it. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't go away. I will come back tomorrow with another vlog. The next trip is going to be July 4th when I go into Boston to watch the Boston Pops play. With Tom and you know, have some good old fashioned time, buddy time with just him and I. It'd be fun just to, you know, have some beer, have some good food, listen to some good music. Kind of a classic little festival over there. So you know, the Esplanade. So it'd be fun. Always enjoyed to spend time with Tom because he's always he's a very good character. He's very good character. He's always fun to interact with and talk to. So you know, it's, you know, it's is a good buddy should. So, and I don't care what anybody says about him. He's a good guy. So it'll be fun. But yeah, I will report to you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Actually, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I'll report to you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, with some regular stuff, and I'm going to start recording the vlogs again. I will do them on the 4th and stuff like that. So you guys will be looking forward to that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Good night.